Thank you for inviting me this morning. Okay, I'm glad to meet you. And let's say that for Notino, it was a very challenging year for sure, like for all companies through Europe and through the world. It was very challenging for the reasons you know about the pandemic, and specifically for us, it was linked with the supply chain to make sure that we could deliver, the orders to all customers. But also it was about customer care. It was about purchase department, because there were so big changes among categories that people were looking for, that really it was a crazy and challenging year. But it was also successful because we sold more than 50 million products during the last year. And we achieved about 14.5 billion Czech korun turnover, which was an increase by more than 5 billion Czech korun on a year basis. And of course, we had also a new store in Warsaw. We opened in Westfield Arcadia, which was also a milestone for us. As you know, the beauty market is very specific. During the year, we have different seasons, and specifically during November and December, linked with the Black Friday, but also linked with Christmas. So for sure, we had a peak month during November and December. We reached more than 140,000 orders a day, for example, during the big day of Black Friday. But December was also very strong due to the lockdowns in many countries, because we are operating, as you know, in 24 countries. So, and in Poland, like in other countries, it was really crazy. So again, customers became crazy in some cases, looking for a lot of hygiene products, for example, changing their habits. And Notino is a distributor at the end, okay, the retailer. So we sell the products from big international groups. And these groups could face, some issues when some plants closed in Italy, for example, or in other countries. But regarding Notino specifically, our job was to make sure that the supply chain worked. It means we could cross borders with our trucks on a daily basis. Then we had enough employees in the warehouse. And fortunately, our warehouses remained open. With the very strict constraints, of course, but it was possible to work every day, even during the lockdown. Notino was lucky because we faced a growth in sales, in many countries on many categories. So for us, one of the challenges was regarding stocks, to make sure that we could answer to the needs of the customers and make sure they could receive the products they ordered. So it was difficult to forecast quantities requested later on by the customers, because we need to buy goods few months in advance or few weeks in advance usually. And then, as I told you, regarding the supply chain, we had to work every day, every night, and make sure that customers will receive in a reasonable period of time their orders, because everybody was nervous about deliveries, of course. And then, of course, like other companies, we had to get used to work like home office for many departments. So it was possible for us. We are a technology company, but it was also a change in our processes. For me, it will be difficult to speak about general market, okay? But when we come back to Notino, we achieved interesting growth on perfumes, about 22% last year. If we speak about skincare or makeup, it was between 50 and 70% compared to the previous year. So it means all categories grew in our case. The growth was lower for perfumes, it's true, but still we have seen a huge interest of our customers for perfumes. and especially during the strongest month. I mean Christmas season, of course, and during Black Friday. As I told you, we reach a crazy peak or number of orders during this moment. There was a market fall due to store closings, but beauty market is still a very dynamic market, thanks to the big groups, big international groups, which are investing in new products, in new technologies. So I don't expect any big decrease in spendings from customers, but it's true that there could be some moves between brands or between products. What the point is that customers will request more and more a quicker delivery. So this is important that you have the right product, but you are also able to deliver the right product as soon as possible. And this is the clear change, as we can see. From our point of view, we see overall growth. And I told you the market is still very dynamic for sure. And during the pandemic, people were looking for more personalized products. So it's true that there is a move, or there is a gap between between, let's say, very large consumer bases for bestsellers, and then people who are looking for more personalized products that you are sure that your neighbor or your colleague will not have. And this is a long-term trend, and it's supported by all the brands which are developing these personalized perfumes, for example, or also skincare. If you speak about luxury goods, of course, so it's a very large segment regarding beauty. We have makeup, we have the skincare, we have the hair care, and we have also the perfumes, including the niche. Okay, so it's true that now regarding makeup, the market is more difficult because people are wearing masks. They are at home, so let's say that for makeup it's a bit more difficult, but we know that all our partners are going to introduce new launches during year 2001, which were missing during last year because last year they preferred to postpone some launches as due to the lockdown. And now, expecting the end of the pandemic, we will have a lot of launches, and for sure it will be a big motivation for customers to come back to stores and to try new products. And it's also true, of course, for skincare, because you need to test the skincare to change your habits. So all these novelties will help a lot to relaunch the market. This is a key question for sure. Let's say that e-commerce is already very competitive regarding prices, for example. Prices can move every day, let's say. But it's not only about prices, it's also about customer care, about social media communication, and supply chain. So becoming a leader in e-commerce means huge investments and building a know-how which is quite different from the ones from brick and mortars. And for example, in Notino, we have the same prices online and in our Polish stores, exactly the same prices. And this is a question mark for other networks if they will want to follow the same price policy, for example. You are true that customers are looking for attractive prices on internet. It's so easy to compare on a daily basis. But all e-shops are under pressure regarding prices. All of us, and also networks for brick and mortars, because buying prices are plus minus the same between companies. So the solution is more linked to the fixed cost. And one of our goals is to maintain the fixed cost at a lower level. It means that, for example, we have only one headquarters in Brno, Czech Republic, We have only 2 warehouses, and we have few stores. So it means we try to limit the fixed cost and then to increase our volumes on a European level regarding all countries, including Poland, and make sure that this variable cost will stay also at a low level. Notino is really focused on selective beauty market, which is very different from drugstore's market. We do it for more than 15 years, and we are partners of the most important brands in the world. So for sure, we want to focus on the selective market, and in case we would like to add part of the drugstore market, we could develop it by ourselves because we have already a lot of experience and we have really strengths regarding supply chain, purchasing department, and so on. Let's say that for us, it's a little bit easier than for others to move from online to offline. And we started to open stores, let's say, 4 years ago in shopping centers. But then 2 years ago, we decided to implement a full omni-channel strategy. It means that we want to fulfill the requests from our customers, which are expecting a perfect online service. So it means I have a very large portfolio of products, I have very attractive prices, and I get my product next day. But at the same time, and due to partnerships with also big brands, so we understood that there is a need for people to test the products. So it's a reason that we open big stores, very accessible by public transport, to make sure that our customers have the possibility also to visit the stores and to test a lot of products, from including perfumes, including skincare, including makeup, hair care, and so on. And this is clearly a request from customers to have a balance between online and offline. Yeah, for sure. We have a strategy on this point. For example, when you are an online customer, you can enjoy the try it first. So it means we produce some boxes with samples, and like this, and the customers can choose which samples they would like to receive, and it will help them then to choose, let's say, a full-size product in a future purchase. And this is very successful, and we repeat it during the year. Then we are also implementing technologies, and very modern technologies, in cooperation, for example, with Modiface, in cooperation with Lancôme. And these digital tools, are very strong and very useful when you want to understand how you will look like with a new makeup, with a new cream, with a new skincare. So these tools are very well appreciated by the customers, and we want to offer them online, but also in the stores. Yeah, exactly. Poland is our #1 market, online and offline. So clearly, we want to build a nice relationship with our Polish customers, and it worked already with the online business. And through the offline business, we started to open more than 4 years ago some stores in successful shopping centers, and then came the moment in November 2020 to open in Westfield Arcadia our new store concept. And it was a milestone for us because it was a privilege to open in such a shopping center with a large space of 350 square meters, and to implement a totally new store concept, which is more balanced between perfumes and skincare, hair care, and makeup. and which is also, we consider, at least, more focused on women and on the pleasure of shopping. At the same time, we did our best to make sure that it will look modern. So it's on one side, it's a very easy and very cool, smart, but at the same time, we try to be very modern with a lot of digital tools inside the store. I would point out one of them. The name is Air Parfum, and it's a crazy and wonderful innovation from Puig. It means that we have a machine where you can smell some ingredients. When you want to choose a perfume, but you don't know exactly which fragrance you want to choose, so you with our beauty assistant, you will have the opportunity to choose based on on images. Let's say you can choose some ingredients, okay, like citrus, herb, or whatever, and then you will build your profile. And when you build your profile by trying many ingredients, and when you choose an ingredient, you can also smell it. It's a no-touch system, so it's very safe, even during the COVID. And so you can like this mix ingredients, build your profile, and when your profile is ready, it takes 3 minutes maximum, then we will propose you a selection of fragrances which are very close to your profile. They should fit. And then our beauty assistant will take you to the wall where we have these products, and you can try them directly on the blotter on your skin. And this is a way, just to approach in a different way the perfumes. And it's very, very successful and very, very smart. As I told you, we decided to open bigger stores and to open stores with a full assortment. But at the same time, we are like a pickup station. And we have hundreds of customers visiting the store every day, especially to pick up their order. And of course, these customers, they will enjoy the shopping inside the shopping center. They can have a coffee when it will be possible again. And of course, they can buy also in our stores. So it's the reason that we target for our future locations, we target shopping centers or shopping destinations with a perfect access by public transport. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you. See you.